Damien Sandow is there. Trevor Murdoch is there.
Yeah, they find work someplace.
Yeah, you remember...
Alex Riley's probably over there, right?
I don't think he was. But do you remember the old TNA?
Of course I do.
Cowboy James Storm?
The Jeff Jarrett show, absolutely.
Remember Cowboy James Storm?
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah, they brought Sting back. They had Christian, Jason Russell.
Back then, like...
Booker T had a stint there. Kurt Angle had a stint there.
The heyday of
That's where
TNA.
Ryback went.
What was that?
Ryback, that's where he went.
Oh, good for him.
Even though they owe their past stars like six figures in salary, it's a failing company.
It's a different company now. It's completely different.
Yeah, well, it says it's literally just called Impact now, right?
Yeah, and it's, from what I've seen, little bits of it, it's way better.
Yeah.
But anyways, the ones that I haven't liked.
Don't worry, Vince feels threatened. He's just going to buy it up.
The wrestling promotions I haven't liked, Combat Zone sucks. All right.
Is that when you were saying how it was like crazy shit?
Dean Ambrose got a fucking fork and jammed in some dude's head. Yeah.
And that was all on YouTube?
I don't know where you watch it. That's where I watched it. Dragon Gate. I didn't like Dragon Gate.
Yeah. They have to make like a list of these and literally just check out a little bit of each one and see how they, you know what I mean, like kind of stack up.
I haven't watched any of Shimmer, which is all women.
Pro Wrestling New Japan.
New Japan Pro Wrestling is pretty fucking awesome.
I would hope so. It's that's like the capital of wrestling. Like, you know, you can just basically be treated like a millionaire wherever you go.
I don't know so much. Like, it's different there than it is here. The way it's
royalty.
Viewed. Like, I don't... Wrestle Kingdom, I think, is the name of the event that I had watched. And it was Okada and Kenny Omega, and it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. This is honestly could be something for, like, you know, once we get to the off season of football and all that, is like take a closer look at all these and literally come up with a list.
No, NWA Power, watch it as soon as you can.
Right.
They're only an hour an episode. They're only 4 episodes in, so you can get caught up real easy, real quick.
That used to be like TNA. It used to be, the original TNA was what, Friday at 3 o'clock? Remember that?
Yeah.
For an hour.
Yep.
Then it went over to Spike, now Paramount Network for 2 hours, and
that was Thursday Night Impact.
Thursday night, yeah. They had the one night stand only of the televised pay-per-view for the titles.
Yep.
But God, what a clusterfuck that was when it first started. Jeff Jarrett. Well, yeah, Jeff Jarrett did have the title because he felt like he was the owner. He was entitled to it. And then they had Jeff Hardy over there.
Do you remember the heyday of TNA that I remember is Jeff Jarrett, Christian, and then
DDP,
Samoa Joe, and
that was the original. Yeah, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles was the original rivalry.
And they had fucking Shark Boy.
Yeah, Stone Cold's.
Stone Cold's like little
channel.
And Shannon Moore,
#1 fan.
Yeah. Shannon Moore was
Kelly
there.
Kelly that came from over there too. Diva.
I don't know if Kelly did.
But yeah, they had the whole X Division thing.
Yeah.
And it was, literally the original rivalry of AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. And they did.
6-sided ring.
6-sided ring, went to 4. And yeah, I mean, we could bash it and, you know, say how, you know, it wasn't the most successful, but they had a lot of talent.
They did a lot of talent that is now no longer with that company.
Yeah. Ask Bobby Roode and Eric Young about that. That's why they left.
Yep.
We're getting paid. You can't stay.
All right. But how do we get to TNA?
Because we're trying to rank all our promotions here. We got AEW.
Oh yeah,
WWE.
yeah. AEW would be next. Going from the bottom up. Lucha Underground was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'd be skeptical.
I liked it. I thought it was real good. What's his name? John Morrison's there.
Yeah. I would imagine. I'd hope he's somewhere. So
Rey Mysterio was there. That was where Rey Mysterio killed that dude with the 619.
Scary.
Yep.
And that because it wasn't even that. Damn, it looked like that big of a bump, and the dude just freaking died on the spot. It was.
Yep.
Freak accident.
And then New Japan, WWE, NWA Power. NWA Power. If WWE's not careful, NWA Power could be my new number one.
I think. Yeah. Well, WWE better be careful in the upcoming future because if they keep the product as it is now, it has been since the past 6-7 years now, they're going to be in trouble because now somebody's going to be like, okay, well they're doing this, the fans hate it. That's just going to help their writing along.
Right.
Now there is opposition, and yeah, it might take a while for these new up and comers to catch on, but let's face it, they're not going to want to sleep on it.
Right. All right, we've gone over an hour talking about wrestling.
No, we thought we'd cover it, right?
Yeah.
So we covered our pay-per-view. We've covered how you think they stack up ratings-wise. And I'll close with this. A lot of work to be done. WWE's going to be probably on top for a while, but shall see going forward.
Okay. Let's move on. We'll talk about college football real quick.
I was going to say, isn't this football season here?
It is football season. I felt like we had a good discussion.
We did, and the thing is, it's hard for me to. I'll be honest. Like the wrestling aspect, I focus on more in the summer because there's not really much football going on. But once we get from late August all the way through, I'm pretty much football oriented. So
we should just do a WWE or a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, sometime we could. I get the network, but it kind of, this time of year, doesn't get viewed as much, of course, with all our premier college and not so much pro matchups, but,
Right.
You're going to have the XFL starting up. That's somewhat kind of related to wrestling, I guess. It's Vince McMahon. But, yeah, college football.
So, just a quick update. Knicks were in the lead going into the half. Currently, they're down by 10. If that's not the most Nick thing to do.
I mean, you got two teams that are starting out dumpster fires that,
Also, bottom of the second inning, Astros lead the Nationals 1-0.
Oh.
Gurriel home run in the bottom of the second. So.
If only that was, I'm just going to say this, if only that could have been last night, I would have had that Fox Sports Super 6 correct. So I think I picked him to hit the first home run.
Yep, he's
and he'd be ranked like below Bregman and Altuve, so that'd be kind of a long shot bet. So I think it's if you looked at that, it was like maybe he's 8%.
Right. And now we got the fucking Rock and Roll Express on AEW.
Yeah. These guys look like they wrestled about 40 years ago. Why
they
still
did.
Have the titles?
Well, they're NWA champions.
Oh, okay.
Real quick before we get into college football, we're going to look at the Rock and Roll Express.
See, this is basically why WWE never has an old timers day because they just insist on putting the Undertaker in there with Goldberg and.
Oh, and Rock and Roll Express getting taken out by some young guns.
Some guy with a Yankees fan.
Yep. All right. So they made their debut in 1983, 36 years ago.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yep. They are currently the NWA World Tag Team Champions. And you'll be able to see them on NWA Power. Yeah, I might sound like I'm making fun of it, but it's POWERRR.
Sound like a certain mattress commercial, greater something. Yeah. Anyways, college football top 25.
College football top 25 from last week. Last Thursday, SMU escapes the scare from Houston, 34-31.
Yep.
That vaunted Michigan State defense gives up a bunch more points as they lose 28-7 to Penn State.
Yeah, I recall you being a little bit disappointed. I mean, granted that.
Why are you throwing the fucking football with a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter?
Desperation throw.
You have 4 running backs.
Desperation interception, sure.
Seriously! Like, Sean Clifford, you have 2 interceptions all fucking season.
And you're only playing in a freaking Shield of Rain. I mean, come on.
Run the fucking ball!
No, just like how you guys go on the plane or prevent defense. What a mess.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I even tweeted at Penn State asking why the fuck they're throwing.
James Franklin, he should have responded.
No, I got no response.
No, he's just not very conscientious about his job.
Nope. A huge letdown. Oh.
Seriously, though. That was painful to watch. I'm glad, I'm sure you're glad you're won, but come on. You can't do that going forward.
No, because your next couple games include Minnesota and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Don't overlook Minnesota. They're undefeated in the Big Ten.
And Ohio State's just...
And Ohio State has a legitimate claim that they're the best team in college football. I disagree.
They might be.
They have the best player in college football, without a doubt.
They're just a fast team. They might have a legitimate claim this year. It might be their year.
I'm not even kidding. Ohio State could arguably have 3 top 5 fucking draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
It is insane. Chase Young is a goddamn monster.
Yeah, they just bumped him to, what, number 1 prospect?
Yep. J.K. Dobbins is insane. Glad Tony's not here to hear us talking about this.
No, he just capitalized right on top of it.
He would. The reason we're talking about Ohio State the way we are is because they beat the living shit out of Wisconsin.
Ranked Wisconsin team. Oh, man.
38-7. Wisconsin hadn't given up more than 10 points until the week before against Illinois, and then Ohio State beat the fuck out of them.
I mean, you got Cohn, who was held to 108 passing yards. I mean,
he's lucky he even got that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it's not like the guy threw 4 picks but 1 touchdown. The rushing game was non-existent at all. 20
carries, 52 yards for the best running back in college football.
Yep, and we had maybe
J.K. Dobbins.
A.J. Taylor had 2 receptions for a touchdown, and that was the only score they had.
J.K. Dobbins,
Ohio State, on the other hand,
went up against the number 1 ranked defense in college football. 20 carries,
163,
more than 3 times the yards
2 touchdowns
on the ground that Jonathan Taylor had. 163 yards, 2 touchdowns.
They ran right at it.
Yeah.
Give them credit.
Just
it's going to be a Master Teague.
Master Teague.
Couple
right?
Plays, yep.
And Chase Young's a fucking freak.
You got Fields running for his own touchdown on top of it.
I'm still not completely sold on Justin Fields.
I am.
He's got a lot around him. Like, I'd like to see him do a lot with less of a team. But
see how it fits in. Yeah.
Yeah. But the rest of his team is just, oh no. Here comes Tony commenting. Tony said Justin Fields had a great game for playing in the rain, and then he said Chase Young for Heisman. I agree. Chase Young for Heisman. Like, right now, he's my pick. If I were a Heisman voter, I would not be able to pick against Chase Young. So
I give it justice.
Tony, thanks for chiming in there. We agree. Chase Young should be the Heisman front runner.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that good. 4 sacks against Wisconsin.
Keep up that steamrolling effort.
Crazy. Let's continue on so we can get through all these games.
Yep.
The big upset of the season, really, right? No, not of the season. Definitely of the week.
You're not cutting right to the chase, are you?
What?
I don't really. The late game, I'll just give you a hint. We don't want to. That should be the going out point, don't you think?
What late game?
Oregon and
Washington State? No.
Yeah.
No.
I'll save that for the end, right?
Yeah, that'll be the